We're also getting a reaction from Israel. This is a huge diplomatic victory for Israel to get America and the European Union on the same page. Israel has welcomed the decision of the European Union. The foreign minister of Israel has tweeted, and I quote, "I welcome the decision of the EU foreign ministers to designate Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist organization. This is an important and historic decision. For years and with even greater intensity in recent weeks, Israel has worked to achieve this outcome. This the number one actor in spreading terror and undermining regional stability, has now been called by its name." Akanksha continues to be with us on the broadcast. So Akanksha, the Israeli government under Netanyahu hailing this move coming in from the European Union. For years we've been seeing Netanyahu campaign the other Western powers to take a stronger stance against Iran, and clearly on the diplomatic front a huge victory.
Absolutely, and the European actions today are no surprise, because remember, even when the EU FTA with India was forged, and in that joint declaration that arrived, there was a portion that was dedicated not just to Ukraine but also to Gaza, and how the UN Charter was also referred to, which was in fact also talking about the board of peace and talking about bringing out peace in Gaza. But let's not forget that Netanyahu has his reasons to actually, wage this war at the moment, because they have not just blamed Hamas. It is because of the Iranian support that's been going out to terror organizations like Hamas, Hezbollah, much of it which has been eliminated by Israel, with, of course, a lot of military support coming in from the United States as well. But the Iranian foreign minister in his response today has also referred to this as hypocrisy. He says that the blatant hypocrisy of its selective outrage, which is the European outrage that he is referring to, taking zero action in response to Israel's genocide in Gaza and yet rushing to defend human rights in Iran. Europe's PR stunt mainly seeks to cloak that it is an actor in severe decline.
Absolutely,
so,
and we're getting that reaction from Iran. Let's decode that for our viewers. This is the reaction coming in from the Iranian regime. Akanksha, please stay with us. Iran has now hit back at the European Union. Iran's foreign minister has tweeted, and I quote, "Several countries are presently attempting to avert the eruption of all-out war in our region. None of them are European. Europe is instead busy fanning the flames after pursuing snapback at the behest of the United States. It is now making another major strategic mistake by designating our national military as a supposed terrorist organization." Strong words coming in from Iran, and a strong charge coming in against the European Union. Akanksha continues to be with us on the broadcast, saying that the European Union is behaving nothing more than a vassal state of the United States.
Absolutely, and you have to also remember that Iran has in fact treble the amount or quantity of oil reserves as compared to Venezuela. So if the US president is currently has made incursions into Venezuela, where the US companies are now going to be rebranding Venezuelan oil, many experts have also highlighted Iran's own role when it comes to its own crude oil reserves, and how they had been sanctioned because according to the US, that was also in fact leading to their own war funding. But given the oil reserves that Iran is sitting over, that could also be one factor over here, and that is something that the Iranian experts have thoroughly maintained. But at the moment, that reaction coming in from the Iranian foreign minister Abbas Araghchi is only calling out the Western hypocrisy, particularly that of EU, now that it has designated the IRGC as a terror organization. He is going on to say that Europeans deserve better than what their governments have to offer. And as the continent is certain to be massively impacted by an all-out war in our region, including the knock-on effects of surging energy prices, please note over here, Ayushman, the EU's current posture is deeply damaging to its own interests. So according to what Araghchi is saying, he's only highlighting the wider problem that is being created, according to him, by the United States, which is that of surging energy prices, because Russia has already been sanctioned. Countries, including India, are phasing out their oil purchases, including Europe. Iran has already been sanctioned. So what does that leave the world with? That is US. And that is how Donald Trump is also ensuring that there's greater purchase of US oil and energy. But that is the Iranian point of view. We'll have to see how far will the US and Europe now go in
Right.
this war.
Right. Thank you, Akaksha, for getting us that update. Let's get an overview of the security situation in the Middle East with our guest, Major General A.K. Sivach, is currently joining us on the broadcast. Thank you, General Sivach, for joining us on CNN News 18. Your reading of the situation that's currently unfolding in the Middle East, the European Union announcing those sanctions, designating the IRGC a terror organization, the US mobilizing another destroyer into the Middle East. Are we seeing the stepping stones to another all-out conflict or some military strike on Iran?
Anshuman, to me, it looks like that. First of all, there's no doubt that Europe has now declared IRG as a terrorist organization. It will freeze the assets of those of the IRGC official as well as their travel ban. Now, I suppose that what US is doing, it is preparing for all-out war. No doubt, Abraham Lincoln has already come out from Indo-Pacific and come to Middle East now. There again, Tomahawk missile have been put on the submarines. US, you can say F-22, F-35 Raptors have also been come now in Middle East. The another thing, 50,000 extra troops have come to the bases which are there in Middle East. And also what they have done is that the Patriot missile system and Tammany high altitude area defense system has been also been put in all the bases. Now, so as far as US is concerned, it is prepared for all out war. But will it able to go for it? This is a question mark. The reason is fourfold. One is that Iran is not Venezuela. Iran, though, do not have a very good air power or air defense system, but it has about 2,500 to 3,000 strategic missile. And this ballistic missile last time also has shown that it can puncture the Iron Dome system of Israel. And also since the country like Saudi, UAE, Oman, Bahrain, and all, they may not give it the space, airspace to America. It will be a problem for America. So America may have to be depend only on its Abraham Lincoln and also missile firing fired from submarine. So the
Right.
question comes is US prepared for a worst case scenario? Can he do a regime change? What they are trying, I suppose there can be regime collapse. There may not be regime change until and unless there are boots on ground by the US. Is US prepared for that? I don't think so.
Right.
Is the another very important thing, Ayushman, is that until unless the IRGC remain loyal to Ayatollah Al Khamenei, you will not able to do much there. And CIA and Mossad agents have already infiltrated in Iran, but they have not able to make a headway, at least breaking the IRGC and trying to make them loyal to CIA rather than the Ayatollah Khamenei. So it's a complex situation. To me, it looks like it's more of a pressure tactics, putting tremendous pressure on Iran to sign a nuclear deal rather than going all out war, because all out war is going to be catastrophic for the whole world. Energy sector will be affected and the prices will go high, and also the Middle East countries may come as a victim in crossfire. So
Right.
therefore the point is America will think 10 times before going all out war, and to me it looks like that Shuman, it is more of a pressure tactics.
Right. So, but could we see a targeted strike, if not all-out war? Because I don't think we've ever seen the European Union and America so close to the Israeli agenda to tackle Iran in this way. Could we see another surgical strike, if you will, inside Iran that could target the heart of the Ayatollah's regime?
It can be possible. The point is that they possibly can do a cyber warfare and also hit on the command and control and a nuclear installation of Iran. That is possible. But remember that in case if the America does that, the response of Iran is going to be very robust and very fast.
Right.
There is no surprise factor this time. Already Iran knows that the US can attack any time as far as Iran is concerned. So they are well prepared. By the time their command bases are hit or their nuclear installation hit, the missiles will then hit Israel and also Middle East. So that threat remains there. But yes, this point is there that it may be a limited war. America may only want to send a message.
Right.
But remember that the people who have come on the street, the protests have slightly already slowed down. To me, it looks like that the IRGC is still loyal to Ayatollah Al Khamenei, because what America is thinking, if they are able to break and make dissatisfaction in IRGC, it may be possible to do a regime change.
Right.
If they strike and if they succeed also, there can be a regime collapse, but not regime change until unless the US put the boots on ground. And I don't think US will make that
Right.
mistake
Absolutely. And Trump is averse to putting boots on the ground, but clearly this also seems as a pressure tactic. Thank you, General Sivaj, for joining us on the broadcast.